Hey, YouTube family, this is Leah Boone. Welcome to Monarch Ministries. Um, I was sitting with the Lord just now and um, just thinking about like some stuff that's been going on in my reality and how I feel like I'm being kept on my toes, but so grateful that the Lord has shown me what kind of person to be, like how to behave and things to keep me out of trouble. And this is what is so amazing about the Lord. It says in Ecclesiastes 12 verse 13, it says, "Fear God and obey his commands, for this is everyone's duty." And he says that because the things that he commands us keep us out of trouble. Like not to slander people, not to gossip, not to follow in the ways of the ungodly, like it says in Psalms 1 verse 1. I'm going to look it up real quick. It says, "Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits at the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and his law he meditates day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth its fruit in season, and whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper." It's like everything that the Lord has been teaching you to do, it's just good life advice, right? But when you see it playing out in your reality and you actually have to stop yourself from engaging in slanderous talk or gossip, because it's so easy, because everyone is doing it. Everyone is doing it. And you have to check yourself and say, I'm not going to participate in this, and excuse yourself and just walk away. And you have to not care, what people think about you or if they talk about you when you walk away. Like, who cares? Like, what kind of person God has raised you to be. You know what he has told you to do, because it's for your own good. I mean, when you get involved with gossip and slander and ways of the world, the ways that the world likes to do things, I mean, it makes you look bad, number one. Number two, you get involved in all of these other problems that people are having when you don't need to be there, and it's a time waster. It like wastes your time when you could be, improving your own life, and that's a big reason why he separates us from people and from past relationships, from family, from acquaintances, frenemies, people we thought were friends, and he begins to like reveal stuff. Because when you stop talking and you be quiet and you just listen, if you pay attention to people and what they say, you will begin to see and realize very quickly what kind of person they are, what they're interested in, and how, if you let that infiltrate your life, how it could be a downfall in your life. And God doesn't want that for you. He wants you to focus on the good things of life, the things that are good and beautiful and bring you joy, the things that are in the Bible. It says in Proverbs 11 verse 9, it says, with their mouths the godless destroy their neighbors, but through knowledge the righteous escape. God gives us the knowledge and the know-how of how to be that good, faithful person with the fruit of the Spirit: gentleness, loving kindness, joy, hope, love, peace, humility, long suffering. You know, it says in Proverbs over and over and over, and it talks about fools and how they just run their mouths. You know, even a fool is considered wise when he doesn't speak. I don't know which proverb that is, but I'm pretty sure it's in there. Ephesians 4:29 says, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. You know, it's really easy to be caught up in these conversations. And you know, it begins like just a conversation, but then it very quickly turns into slander and gossip. Just to be safe, like, don't involve yourself in that stuff. Just, you know, keep focused on what God is asking you to do for your life, you know, and that will keep your path straight. He's protecting you from things. I mean, these are things that wise men know and adhere to. I mean, who wants to talk about people anyway? You know? Who cares? Let's talk about ideas, solutions. Let's talk about God and Jesus, what Jesus is saying. Let's build each other up. You know, let's have a conversation. Let's forget the old-fashioned chat and have a new-fashioned chat where we talk about Jesus and ideas and building each other up and what we can do for our community and the families around us, and stop talking down about people and what they've done wrong, because we're all sinners, and it doesn't matter like how little your sin is or how big it is. It's still a sin. In God's eyes, it's all the same. That's why he said, you know, Jesus said, the two most important commandments are to love the Lord your God with all of your heart, all of your mind, all of your soul, and all of your strength. And then to love your neighbor as yourself. And when you follow those two commandments, then everything kind of just falls into place. But whether you just made a little white lie or you killed someone or stole something, I mean, you would think there would be different levels, but really in God's eyes, it's all the same. So if you just follow the first two commandments, then everything else will fall into place. But gossiping is so, it's just, it destroys. It destroys you. It destroys the people you're talking about. And it can land you in a very bad place. It's best to just focus on your life and what God is telling you to do in your situation. You don't really have time to focus on anybody else anyway. Anyways, that was just something the Lord was showing me, and something, you know, it's a test. It's all a test. I've been in isolation for a really long time, and God allowed me to have a friend. And I've been talking to people where I'm like staying right now at this place, and like I've been kind of involved in the community. I've been like ministering to people and telling people about Jesus, excuse me. But you know, with talking to people comes, you know, being around all of this other stuff and conversation, and sometimes you just got to know when to when to walk away, and when to just excuse yourself, and not to feel bad about not involving yourself in whatever is going on, with whatever. And just stay focused on what Jesus wants you to focus on, because it just leads you down a path you don't want to go down, and it wastes your time. I mean, you have important things to think about. God has you on a path. So just something me and the Lord were discussing, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I love you all so much with the love of Christ. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.